What is up, YouTube? Welcome to Brutal Strength Day 71. So for this one, I started out with ring pull-ups. I'm trying to take a little bit of a new approach to improving my pull-ups because, as you know, I'm just like constantly stuck. I don't know, even though it's weird because I'm 95 kg and being able to do like a kilo, 55 kilo pull-up at that time is not weak by normal standards, but I feel like I'm weak, like compared to the people that I'm around and where I'm like relative close to around strength wise and other movements. Like for example, someone like Devin Kelly, I have like the same overhead press strength, bench press each, deadlift, a little bit less in the squat, but in the pull up I'm like on the chest to bar stuff here on rings. I'm like 20 kg behind him, 25 kg, and it's really, really weird. But yeah, it is 4 sets of 7 here, and usually I can not do um, chin ups because my wrists they don't like the bottom position much. But with rings here, obviously, I can turn the rings as I get up, and that way I can actually get the biceps work in and use that. So that was really nice. Like I didn't feel anything in my wrist here. So I did 4 sets of 7, just really controlled as you can see. I'm really focusing on not using any leg kicking because that's my new approach now to just minimize any help. That way I should also get less fatigue from each set because as I've talked about before, when I can still do when I cannot do more reps with the very strict technique, I could probably squeeze out a few more reps with a little bit of more sluggish technique, meaning that each set is going to be of less fatigue, so I can do more sets or I can work closer to failure in within the parameters in the things that I'm doing. So what was funny about this training is I actually met someone like who started following me and it's crazy and like I've never imagined like this would be the case where I just walk up to the gym and a guy comes over and say, "Hey, isn't this Andreas movement?" I'm like, "Yeah, it is." Like, how do you know me? And he said he started following me on YouTube like within the like a week ago. That's crazy. Like that people started following me and compliments me on the things I'm doing. That I think it's really nice. And we talked about like the pull-ups. He has something with his back, stuff like that. He has been dealing with, and how his training has been going. That he has been training in a really good rhythm the last couple of months and put like 10 kg and almost all of his big lift within the past 3 months, even though he's been training for like 6 years. So it was a really good conversation to get in, and he just did like 140 kg bench press. That training actually, he told me. So after that, I moved on to dumbbell flies, and for this one, I used the metronome in my head because I wanted to try to just make the eccentrics like 6 seconds, a little bit longer than before, and it definitely cut out like 3-4 reps. I only got 10 here. My PR is 14 here, so way less. But I mean, each concentric was also like 1-2 seconds longer, so the set was still like 1.5 minute. So I was actually watching a video with Mitchell Huber, World's Strongest Man, or like last year World's Strongest Man. I think one of the Stoltman brothers wanted this year, but he said that like he was talking about because he was doing a video at Planet Fitness just to try and train there and showing that you could still get in a protein training with just the machines there. And he was talking about how using an more like slower eccentric causes double amount of muscle damage, and when you combine that with like also high mechanical tension, you have the ability for more muscle growth, which obviously isn't directly going to make you stronger. Like in the training for strength, you don't want to use as fast of an eccentric movement. But in terms of putting on muscle mass, it's probably more effective and for your joints as well. So indirectly, it can lead to way more gains down the line. Like you, and that's what I see. Like too many people make a mistake. Like even when they're training for max strength, like you want to do stuff like bodybuilding stuff because it will give you a very like much bigger base and potential for success in the future than just only training powerlifting style stuff. Because a stronger, no, a bigger muscle is a potentially stronger muscle. You can only get so strong with a small muscle, like get so many neural adaptations before you need to actually get bigger to keep on getting stronger. That's the truth. Um, like it's the same. Like if you're wanting to buy a house out in the future, a really big house. If you are going and renting an apartment in the meantime, like one that is expensive, very expensive, you're gonna expect to have a smaller house in the future, or not as good of a house in the future. And it's the same with powerlifting. If you want to get strong out in the future, you're gonna have to do what suck now. So maybe you're gonna have to spend more time on just building up your muscle mass, even though that is not what you care about, and then getting strong later on. And in the long run, you will be happier rather than in the short term. What we're talking about is delayed gratification, which is something you should always be thinking of and making up the like importance of each thing in your head. Anyways, that is all for this day 71, and I'll see you all for day 72. I'm out.